All right, we're firing a bunch of this stuff on. Ta-da. So right before I clean my gun and stuff, I like to check for runs. I'm going to use very little words because with the mask, everybody sounds like a crazy psycho robot. So we did like a sticky coat that just sort of shadowed it, went to another part and then came back, did a full coat, which you could see through, but not really. And then we let it sit for about half an hour because this stuff is sticky, so you could touch it, but you don't want it to string. And then I put the last coat you put on a full wet coat, or like a medium to wet. Like you want it wet, but you know, not crazy. You don't want to run it. And this is what I showed on the cab before. So it has less than OEM peel in it. So there's a little bit of peel. It'll pull off like an OEM match, but not quite as heavy a peel. And the nice thing with that is if you were going to do like a nice cut and buff on this, like you can see a little bit in the light, the distortion. But realistically, I mean, it's pretty nice stuff for what it is. But here in Canada, she is expensive. I just laid that down after I shot it so that it wouldn't run. I have bad luck with these running on me because I try to get the outer edge. But the first shot ran a little bit. The back was nice, so I just kind of rubbed it with a bit of reducer, washed it off, hit another coat, hung it back up, came in, did all the second coats. When I was done the second coat, I just tipped it down so that it wouldn't run. Because I find with the gas caps, if you don't get that edge nice, and not so much that, you know, if you see a bit of darkness through it or primer, that's okay, but you want it to be sealed. You can catch that little bit orange peel, but it's so minimal. And what I'm not seeing is runs, which is great. All that's been, now they don't do it at the factory, but we seam sealed all of it. So this is for a summer toy. We'll shoot a bunch of oil inside the tailgate. Here I missed, didn't care because that's where that plate goes. And these Rumblebees had these things double-sided taped to the tail lights right from the factory. They're really hard to find, so if you have an RT or a Sport or Rumblebee, throw these on eBay if they're just sitting in the garage and you want to get rid of them, because even cracked guys will glue them and use them. They're really hard to get. A lot of this mid-2000s Dodge stuff you just can't get. I think they subcontracted it to smaller companies. Like these trucks I think were Mexican, but when you look on the back of these, they're made in Canada. And so is all the ground effects on this truck, right from Dodge. Look at that, isn't that cool? Got a lot more light in the booth now because I still got those that I run on each side, and then I had a couple that I could move around. I just got these LEDs. I got 3 up each side. I got one back there, and I have one that I'm going to mount across the top. But we didn't need it in this case. But I mean, this is like a big, it's like yellow candy. It's pretty nice stuff. We're not going to worry about there. We're going to put the rubber trim things on the sides. Mind you, if we decide to, we can always paint that in later and tape it off. In that case, we'd probably just go to a trim clad or something. But it's all been coated in like a black paintable undercoating anyways. And then we're going to do a box liner. In case you're wondering why it's still kind of red inside the box. If we do a plastic liner, everything will be hidden. But if we do a nice liner, I'm trying to convince it, it's Dad's truck. I'll try to convince him to spray one in, but I might just spray one in and not tell him about it. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, that's her, man. Tomorrow at this time, I'll be pulling the stuff out of the booth outside. And I guess we can start assembling the truck. It's hard to show a reflection because I got too many lights on. Cheers.